We successfully finished the bottom tab application. So let's jump into the cart screen. Before jumping into the cart frame, we need to do the cart actions and everything. So let's go ahead and create the actions first. So let's create the actions. So basically for cart actions, we need three different actions. One, to add the item, and two, to remove an item, and three, to make the cart completely empty. And let's create a new file for the reducers also, and let's see, keep it as the cart reducer.js. So let's get into the cart actions. So here I'm just going to copy and paste that complete cart actions over here. So I created a function called addToCart, and I'm supplying the data, and the type of that action is this, and the item which we are supplying it as the data. And we are trying to remove the cart from the item from the cart, and that's the ID, and this is the type that we are sending, and this is the item that we are trying to remove. And this is the way how we clean the complete, keep the complete cart as an empty cart. So save this change. Now the cart action is done. So let's jump into the cart reducer. So let's go to the reducer. So I'm just going to keep the initial state const initial state equals to cart as an empty array. All right. So then const cart reducer equals to an arrow function, and here this is going to take two different parameters. One is the initial state and another one is the action. Open it. So here switch, open it, action dot type. If the action dot type which is equals to add to cart, so let's bring the add to cart option, copy and paste it over here. If that is equals to this specific case, I'm going to return it, open it. Then I'm going to destructure the complete state over here, enter, and I'm going to bring the cart colon, open the array. I'm going to destructure basically what we are trying to do. So even though if your cart is empty or not empty, so we need to add that specific product into that particular cart, right? So I need to basically the cart is an array. So first I need to bring the entire cart inside, then I need to add the new item. So destructure the state completely, state dot cart, bring the previous value of your cart items, everything, and then add your new items into the cart, new item. So basically that is the object which is coming from your cart. All right. So now if the case is equals to remove from cart colon return, open it, we need to destructure the complete state. And then now what I need to do is I need to remove that particular ID from that cart. So basically what we can do is we can simply filter it, except that particular ID. I need to bring every single thing. So let's get the cart colon and state dot cart dot filter, open it. I need to get the item from it, then item dot data dot underscore ID, which is not equals to action dot this item ID. Copy this and paste it over here. All right. So cool. Now what we need to do is finally we need to make it as the one more state for this as nothing but that is the empty cart. Copy this action, copy this action. If this is equals to, then what we need to do, we need to return the state as it is state. Then we need to make the cart as an empty cart, and at last the default is going to be return the state, save the change. And finally I need to export this cart reducer. So export default as cart reducer. So then what we need to do is we need to go to the index.js of this reducer, and I need to combine it in the name of cart items. The name of cart items, I just reduce everything, cart items. Then I need to bring the cart reducer. So this will be combined together. Now everything will be reloaded. Fine, it's loaded perfectly. And we don't have to update anything inside the store. So now we have the cart actions and cart reducers and everything. So let's go to our product screen. Let's jump to our product screen where it is. Once again. So now what I need to do is at the bottom of your product screen, where it is over here, you can see we have the option called add to cart, this particular option, cart. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to make sure, so if the cart items, so I need to figure it out whether this particular id, if this particular id which is already inside the cart item, that means this product is already added into our cart. So we are not supposed to allow the user to add this product again into the cart, right? So that's what we need to do. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cart state first. So first I need to get the cart items. So let's go ahead and bring the cart items. So just like the same way how we extracted the feeds. So I need to bring the cart items, use state, I'm getting the cart items from there. Then if I need to scroll down completely, so this is the place. So I'm just going to cut it completely. If the cart items dot cart dot filter method, I'm going to extract that particular item. If that item dot data dot underscore id, which is equals to data dot underscore id, data is the local object, and we are trying to compare that product id which is equals to this id. That means we do have that item into that particular cart. So if that length is greater than 0, that means we do have it inside the cart. We need to display something else. If not, we need to display this option. So instead of this, I'm going to display it, and instead of this, I'm going to display the text as added. All right, so right now it's loading. It's loading and loading and loading. Let's get back to the home screen and let's reload it. It's working perfectly. And let's move into that product. All right, so still it's showing the cart option only. So for this, I'm going to add an on-press event, on-press handle press cart, something like this. So let me scroll up. So the reason why we are adding this, so if this product id which is already inside the cart items, we are supposed to display this product as an added. If not, we need to display it as add this option, add this product to the cart, something like this. And that for that particular button, I'm adding this handle press cart. So now I need to create that event. So over here, const handle press cart equals to, all we have to do is to dispatch this item to the cart items. So we need to get the dispatch object. So over here, const dispatch equals to use dispatch hook. So then inside the handle press cart, now what we need to do is, so all I have to do is to dispatch, and I'm going to call that addToCart action method, and I'm going to send two different options. Okay, one, I need to send the quantity which we have over here, because we don't have the quantity field inside the data API, which is added separately. So I need to send the data separately and I need to send the quantity separately. So data object is going to be the data and the quantity object is going to be quantity. That's the reason every time whenever I'm adding over here, I'm just adding the option as item data.id. And as the same way also I did the same thing inside the cart reducer also, the data id, because inside the item we are getting two different objects. One is data and another one is quantity. So we need to get the data id. So that's the reason we added it as a data. So now I hope you understand what's the exact reason I added it like that. So now inside the product screen, and now if I press this cart, if I add this, we are getting the error as aty does not exist, where we are getting that. Okay, here it is, qty. Save these changes, and now if I click add to cart, now we can able to see here it's showing as an added. The reason is because that particular product is added successfully to our cart screen. So now all we have to do is to jump to the cart screen and bring all the items from the cart Redux store, and we need to display it inside the cart screen. That's what we are about to do next.